Go. What's going on, everybody? My name is Max. I'm the instructor here at Show Up Fitness San Diego, and today we're going over our workout and we're reviewing the planes of motion. And today we have the transverse plane. So first, we like to start with the actions. So obviously we already got them up here, but let's go through the actions. What does horizontal abduction look like? First action. Good. So moving away from the midline, horizontal abduction, this way. And how about the opposite? What's the antagonistic movement to that? What do we call that? Horizontal adduction. Because remember, we have abduction, adduction. Horizontal adduction, abduction. Good job. Then we got two more. So let's look at the shoulder. Show me internal rotation. What does internal rotation look like here? Good. So we can see it here, internal rotation. How else can we look at internal rotation at the shoulder? Good. Up here as well. So most people, right, sitting all day, doing whatever, very internally rotated here. Internally rotated, nice tight traps. So when we come in and we do movement, we do rows, we do everything like this. So this is just disgusting to look at, right? And we get this. Oh yeah, that's a good row. We want to be more externally rotated, open. So that's going to come from doing, a lot of pulling movements. A lot of guys don't focus on that. They're pushing, 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 and what happens? We build up all this musculature in the front. We start caving in this way. We sit like this at work. We drive like this, and then you just are this. This is who you are. Great. So that doesn't mean we need to walk around like this all the time, but in movement, we need to have good form. We need to not be pulling like this. Again, you can go on and on with that. Let's look at external rotation at the shoulder again. Yep, good job. So just opposite of internal rotation. You can see it here or where? Here. So you guys can see we can do warm-ups with that stuff, cables, bands, whatever, going through internal, external rotation. Really good for the rotator cuff. And that's just at the shoulder. So let's look at the hip. What does internal rotation look like at the hip? Nice. So coming in, both sides. What's another way we can see it? So from here, what does internal rotation look like? This way. Good. So internal. So now let's look at external at the hip. Good. Opening up. So what's going to help with that external rotation? What muscles? Glutes. Yeah, good job. So glutes. So like in a sumo squat, which we have today, right? The difference between that, making it transverse, is the fact that we are what? What am I doing? Externally rotated. Good job. So we have external rotation here. And how about from here? How can I see external rotation? Good. Yeah, this way. Because remember, I'm not looking at my foot. It looks like my foot's coming in, but what is my hip doing? I'm looking at the hip. My hip is externally rotating out this way. And then we do have a little bit at the knee. Just a tiny little bit. That's one, right? NASM skips, doesn't go over, but we go over here, Show Up Fitness, so don't forget, little movement through the knee. Tiny little bit. Awesome. So that's all the actions on here, so let's actually apply them on the workout. So incline dumbbell press. Why is that transverse? What's that main action that's occurring? Look at the humerus, or look at the checkpoints. Humerus first. Good. Horizontal adduction. And what muscle is going to perform that action? Good. So we got our pecs, and we do have a secondary action in there as well, which is what? Yeah, so the triceps are doing what? What's this action at the elbow? Good job. So we have horizontal adduction at the shoulder, or the humerus, and then we have extension at the elbow. So we got chest and tris on that. Good job. And how about a pronated cable row? Pronated cable row. What is this? Let's look at first, what does the sagittal row look like? Good. Because we have extension at the humerus, flexion at the elbow. Because remember, there's only two actions in sagittal, two in frontal. We got 4 here in transverse. So if I have flexion, extension, then I'm obviously not in the transverse plane. So why are we in the transverse plane with the pronated row? Good, yep. So going through multiple planes, right? We can come back to that clock analogy that I skipped over, right? Sagittal, we're at 12 and 6. How about frontal? cuts me in half this way. 3 and 9. For some people, we had to learn where the times were, right, on the clock. We're so used to digital. And then transverse is going through every other time, cutting through every other time, whether that's upper body or lower body. So a pronated row, just like you said, we're cutting through the times on the clock. So that's another way you can look at it. Okay, I'm cutting through the times. Now let's look at what actions are actually occurring. So what's that main action on a pronated cable row? What's that first checkpoint? No, because remember, what plane of motion are we in? Transverse. So we don't have extension up here, so it can't be transverse.
Horizontal abduction.
Great. Horizontal abduction, so we're moving away from the midline. Good job. So we got a lot of back, but also that upper back musculature, some rear delts. We also have the action at the elbow.
Elbow flexion.
Good job. Elbow flexion. So regardless in a pulling movement, we're probably going to have our back and our biceps involved, just to varying degrees based on the angle that we're working at, pull up, chin up, right? We're working in all different planes. We have horizontal pulling, vertical pulling. It's all pulling though. We're going to be using mostly our back, and then our biceps are going to be a synergist. But then we can change the emphasis of the musculature based on where the action's occurring. So when my elbow's pulling down here, I'm gonna have more of an emphasis on the muscle fibers down here. Think about it, I'm pulling up here. Now I have more of an emphasis on that mid-back, upper back. So make sure you're just mixing that up as you're programming, with your clients. Partner banded wood choppers. What is that? Yeah, this. Yeah. Right? Which is what? Internal rotation. See, good job. Awesome. So remember, wood choppers, we could set them up with a cable here. This is a pretty easy one, why it's transverse. Cutting through all the times here. And what type of exercise do we call that? What are we doing?
It's rotation.
Rotation, good. So we call that an anti-rotation exercise. Why is it called anti-rotation? Because we're fighting the rotation. Right? If I was just rotating like this, whatever, I can rotate like this all day. But we're fighting the cable, or the band in this case, from pulling us this way. So we're going to be using through our whole core, those obliques, and make sure, most important thing is that trailing leg, we get into that triple extension. So this front leg's planted, this guy turns with us. Or else I can only get to here. From here I can't really go any further, get that triple extension. Just like in baseball, golf, you never see them hit like this. Where's your power? Power comes through the hips. Sweet. We'll go through these a little quicker. So again, sumo squat, we already looked at that. Externally rotated out. You guys killed it with that. So that's another way you can switch it up. And what do we call it for women sometimes? The sumo squat's gonna, scare you. Just like how we did with the scorpion lunge. There you go, booty squat. See?
I like that.
See, Raina knows. See, that's way better than the plie, because I don't think people, yeah. There you go. There you go. The feet all the way, plie. So that's old man Chris, he came up with that one. So. Yeah, we got booty squats now, Chris. We got replaced.
That's better.
Sweet. Yeah, it is better. It's better. Whatever sounds the best, that's what you got to call it, Because, do you want to look like a sumo wrestler? Well, the sumo squats aren't going to do that, but it sounds like it. And then we got Arnold press. What's going on? Oh. So we want to open up. So we have what's happening here. So we have a few things. Yeah, so you can call external rotation, but we have that horizontal what? Good. At the humerus. Opening up, and then we're pressing. So it's almost like we're going into different planes. You can call it multiplanar, depending on how you do it. You'll see some people just do it with a twist, pushing up. Some people will do it more emphasizing this way. So switch it up. Try the different ways. If you always go like this, right, Raina's way, here, try being more strict through the movement, going through. Cool? Weight's going to be a bit lower for those. Plank to side, thread the needle. So we can start in a normal plank, come up to a side plank. Have you guys done those? Thread the needle, opening up. Those feel, even just going through that, it feels nice, Yeah. Why wouldn't you do those? Those are great. So again, some anti-rotation in that movement. If we were just holding a normal plank, right, we would be sagittal, side plank, frontal, little movement through, transverse. Aussies. So what's an Aussie? Coming up from down under. Yeah, so what makes that transverse? Why is it on the transverse workout? Because you're like, does your body position matter? No, just look at the actions. That's really what it comes down to. So what are the actions?
Horizontal abduction.
Good job. Horizontal abduction. Especially if we're doing it pronated this way. You see that? All right, look at my humerus. Horizontal abduction. Now, if I want to make that sagittal, how could I make that more of a sagittal movement? The Aussie. Awesome. Yep, just like a chin up. So it would be here. So now I have humeral extension, elbow flexion. So more sagittal. I flip my grip just like we did with the row, because this is just a row. You're just using your body as the weight. We have that horizontal abduction, a little bit of elbow flexion as well. Good job. Curtsy lunge, or the scorpion lunge. So why are those transverse? Cutting across. Yep. Just come back to the clock. If you're ever confused, come back to the clock. Where's the force? Oh, I'm cutting through the times now. Does that mean we're stepping 40 feet out to the side? No, just coming a little bit past. So find that even middle ground. We don't need to be way over here, but we also aren't just doing a normal reverse lunge. So we're still coming out to the side. So what do you think weight's going to look like, with these, compared to a normal reverse lunge? Lighter. So we need to be careful, because remember, just in transverse in general, all of these versus sagittal, the weight's going to be lighter. Generally, you'll see that we are weaker in the transverse plane, so keep that in mind when you're loading it up with your clients. Sweet. And then slow bicycles, because everybody's rushing through. Ab movements, it's like, oh, just get it over with. I like to not set a rep expectation sometimes and just see how long can you go through. How long can you go through a rep? There's even that challenge, have you guys seen it with the pull-up, right? 1 minute going up and then 1 minute going down. It's one rep, so whoever can do that first in class, I'll give you $1 million. Yeah. Present. But yeah, that's the workout for today. We can go over a little bit of what we learned in class. So what are some vocab words that we learned?
We're actually going to do that. We're going to. I want to switch it on over here.
All right.
So where do you think this should go right now? So then we can do this. Nice. All right. So
there you go.
Good to go.
Got you, boss.
Yeah. So you can do talk, then they can answer. And I'll be back here too, because then you and I are going to do a little warm up together.
All right. You still want vocab?
Huh?
Still want vocab?
Yeah, we can go. So who could?
Or you want warm up right now? You want Skelly in here? Is he?
Just go. So who could tell us a vocab word we learned today?
No.
I'll start. Posterior superior iliac spine.
Okay.
Let's see.
PSIS.
PSIS, and that is right here.
Okay. Nice.
And on that spot.
And then what else did we learn today?
Did we go over the ASIS? I think we did.
Yeah. So show us.
Anterior superior iliac spine, which is right there. We went over female athlete triad, which is a combination of disordered eating with bulimia, amenorrhea, which is a lack of menstruation, and what was the third one? I said the third one, osteoporosis.
Good.
Yeah.
The basic unit for bone is what?
Osteo.
Good. Basic unit for muscle?
Sarcomere.
Good. This guy's like on Jeopardy right now. I like it.
Yeah, exactly. He's guessing the 500s right now.
Good. You got it.
Yeah, get over there. Go stand next to him.
Basic unit for the nervous system.
Neuron.
Very good. And we're actually going to do like a Jeopardy game for that 10-year anniversary. You have to get on there.
Oh, man.
And we'll do it on there. But so when we look at another vocab word, so osteoporosis is the most advanced, not disability, but what word am I looking for?
It's the most like progressed version of.
Thank you. Yeah. Most progressed version.
Yeah, progressive overload on
There you go. Of bone disease. Right before that, we have osteopenia. Osteo is the prefix of bone. Penia is wasting away. Penia, we also have another term that we've used. And what is that?
Dynapenia.
Good. Dyna, what does the prefix mean?
That it means power.
Power. So think about the lights up here. So you see the lights. Sarcopenia would be, these are the type 2s, and they're actually gone. So they can't come back. Once they're gone, they can never come back. So that's sarcopenia. Whereas dynapenia would be the light, the brightness of it comes down. So it's a neural aspect. So we have a strength and a neural decay, but then we also have a muscular decay. And so those are all vocab words that we're going to keep on reviewing on Fridays. Max and I are going to go through a little warm-up right now, so we're going to call you guys up. First, actually, let's go through and starting with Ivan, show us a transverse exercise.
Ooh.
Bench press.
Okay. Nice. And do a couple more reps. I like that. Notice how his elbows are in that transverse plane. Now do it like a T, so flare them out more. That's a common thing that we don't want to see. Some people will do, what do they call those? Guillotines.
Oh, guillotine press. Yeah.
I'm not quite sure the reasoning behind that. I've talked to a couple of professors and like, can you break it down? They're like, some things that the bros do, they just do it and it works for them, but the biomechanics or the reasoning behind it, there's not much of a scientific rationale.
He's bigger than you, he's right. So
exactly, that's always it. If they're bigger than you, then you just listen. That's a great rule. Chris.
My favorite exercise, cable rows.
Oh, the favorite.
Now do a cable row with a neutral grip. No, more neutral. So your humerus is more extensive. So the difference between that would be more lat basis versus horizontal, it's going to be more mid-back. So which one's right?
Depends what you want to do.
There you go. If you have a lot of your clients who have more of that tilt in, then maybe it would be beneficial to go pronated. But what is the one disadvantage with going pronated?
Less.
Huh?
I was going to say less bicep.
No.
How about the load?
Load. So if you it's like incline versus bench. Which one are we stronger at? We're stronger with bench, and I think that's why a lot of guys don't do incline, because your ego's hurt. And so when you look at the rack and you got a girl who walks by, you put more weight on there and you go neutral. You got to show off. Guys think that shit actually happens. Like in our mind, we're like, oh, she's watching. Girls are thinking about all this other stuff, and not even close, right? So pronated, you're going to hit mid-back. You're not as strong. So then what you can do is you can do like a waterfall set. I actually didn't go over that term today in class, but a waterfall set would be the first 3 sets we do pull-ups, and you do straight sets. So set 1, rest 3 minutes, add weight. Set 2, rest 3 minutes, add weight. Set 3. Now we go to rows. So we start out with neutral grip row, but we go heavy, and you do 10 reps. And then you make the weight lighter the next set. You wait 2 minutes, and then you do set 2 of your neutral. And then drop the weight again. And now for the next 2 sets, go pronated. So you start heavy, like a waterfall, the top, and then you come down. And so that's just, you don't need to warm up on those either. So you just can go right into that exercise. Someone asked me a great question today on YouTube. People love to fuck with me on YouTube. And, I used the F word again. And this guy was like, don't you think it's better just to do straight sets? I said, absolutely. But your clients, we have to play that game because your clients, they have an hour and they want to maximize that hour. Rarely do I train someone like I train, just because they don't have that luxury. And so it's going to be a chest, a back, an ab exercise. And that ab exercise is going to be something that they want. So if I'm working with girls, it's more booty or arms. For guys, it's more, abs or arms as well. So we try to optimize the workout by doing small little circuits that are antagonistic or upper lower, so we don't compromise the force production. And that's why we'll do, for most of our girls, we'll do glute, leg specific, and then upper body, and then ab. And that first exercise is going to be more leg. For guys, we usually flip it around, and it'll be more specific to upper body. It doesn't mean that we don't believe in lower body. It doesn't mean that we're against the power lifts. It's just, I think, personally, we're working with psychology here. And people have been working out for a long time, and your girls typically want to feel it. And if you show them an exercise and they don't feel it, there's kind of like this, I wonder if it's working. So that's why in today's post with you, no, it was McKenna, and was it you? No, it was, other girl.
Others.
And I'm just joking. And they were doing a bridge press with the band. So I love doing exercises for girls that incorporate the glutes, because typically, upper body, because typically they don't do them. So when you show them a pull-up and you put a band on their knees and you keep it abducted with constant tension, have you done that before? Go grab the pink band.
Whew, haven't, yeah. You just signed up.
And we can also
Booty Blaster 9000.
put it on your knees, and then we can also go over the plane of motion. So this will be a good little demo. So just do a chin up. So chin up's going to be what plane of motion? Sagittal. Good. Now I want you to have abduct, break the band, hard. Now do it. Keep the tension there the whole time. Keep it there. There you go. Go. There you go. Keep it going. There you go. Break the band. Keep your legs back the entire time. Come on. Nice. And then now come down and just hang and do 20 reps with abduction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5 more. 2 actually. 3, 4, 5. Last 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now hold. Don't let me push in. Come on. And good. So impressive grip strength right there.
Yeah.
Good job. Did you feel it in your booty?
Yeah.
So now we just did a pull up for the glutes. Imagine if you were doing that in a corporate gym or just in the gym with other people around. They're going to be like, I want to do that. So we turn an upper body exercise into glute specific. So who's up with the exercise? Ray. Been saying your name wrong the whole time.
Raina.
No, I've just been calling you Raina. She said Ray. Good. What's that targeting? What part of your back? What else? What else? You're all correct.
Shoulder.
What part?
Deltoids.
Yeah, what part? Is it the front side or back side?
Posterior.
Good. Yeah, so posterior deltoid would be the agonist for horizontal abduction. You're going to have your rhomboids, major, minor. You'll have your mid-trap. Your lats die hard. And so for those that are watching this, this is more lower body, but we're going over upper body because they've already gone through that. And Alexa.
Booty squats.
Let's see it.
So heels and toes out.
Nice. Good. And I like that. I like her shoes because you can really see the go down, pause. Now, let's see if I can zoom in real quick. Oh, yep. So we got that bone right there. It's called your medial malleolus. Medial malleolus. So point to the inner part of your left ankle. That bone is called the medial malleolus. And so notice how her calcaneus, point to your calcaneus. Get down there.
What are you doing?
Calcaneus, that's your heel bone, so it's the back of your foot. Yep, so move your right hand. So that right there, your calcaneus, notice how it's straight up and straight down. Her big toe is on the ground, little toe is on the ground, and that's a great squat position right there. So really, really good. Where when people will get down in that position, you'll see the medial malleolus evert. So show me eversion.
Okay, so.
Yeah, but your ankles they drive in. There you go, like that.
Yeah,
so you see how it comes in. And that's probably, that's one of the most common things that you're going to see. I don't know if you guys had a chance to watch Max before he was training, working with his client. And she's been training with him for a good period of time. And we're doing some box squats. And she's still having a really hard time to pick up that pattern. Because it's hard. Squats are really, really hard to teach people.
Yep.
Why do they do that? Is it just from?
It's a little bit of everything. So it's like a trickle-down effect. So we have eversion of the ankle, adduction of the knee, internal rotation of the hip. And so if we don't know how to fire the glute muscles, you have this collapse. So they call it dynamic movement knee valgus. Where people, coaches that don't understand how to coach, they'll say, throw your knees out. But then look what happens. So throw your knees out really wide. Nope, so keep your feet back where they were. Back, like a squat position. So don't move, so right there you go. Don't move your feet. And yeah, just like that, do it again. Throw them out far.
Knees.
There you go. So look what happens to your big toe. What happens? You lose that position again. So it's the same thing. So you can give a bad cue like squat, just drive your knees out. But then it's also still bad form. So we need to make sure we maintain those checkpoints. And you have, that's where we look at good dorsiflexion, as that's what Max is doing right there.
Sorry.
Yeah. So your knees can't go over your toes. It's bad for you, right? How bad is your knee pain?
Zero.
So it's a lot of misconceptions out there. Last but not least.
No, transverse.
You got one.
It can be upper or lower body.
What about the cables? Press.
Oh, there you go.
So then that would be transverse as well. Good. Now I wanted to go over a little warm-up for Max and I, and we'll show you just a little variety.
This is never good for my health.
So we're going to hop right in here. So think Max is going to put bands on.
Oh, that's cute.
We have the camo ones, but that wouldn't be good.
This match is better today. We'll make sure to show up. We got the branding in the front. What do you want? Just knees?
Yeah, so that's good. So maybe go another step back, Max. There you go. All right, here. All right. So trainer engagement. Right now, I've been getting a ton of great content at Equinox and Lifetime, and I just see shitty trainers all over the place. Most common pose I see is here, sitting back, watching. I see them on their board. I see them being like very militant, where they just cross stuff off. My favorite, I had someone in the middle of the gym doing an FMS screen. So doing the inline with the band, or so the inline one you have.
Yeah, they use their tool thing.
You got your thing back here. You maintain this position, and you have to go here and be able to go over this little band apparatus. She's morbidly obese. It was absolutely stupid, yet you look at what you're able to do is you scare the client and use that tool, and it's really just defeating the whole purpose of what we're trying to do. We want to help people. We don't want to make them feel like shit. And so think of it in the other way, where it's like you're on stage. This is your audience. I want to give him the best workout ever, but I want you, who's doing cardio right now, who's thinking about training, to be watching me. This is my stage when I'm in the corporate gym. Everyone out there, I get kind of this weird thing like, I'm not only going to get him, but she's training with him, and I'm going to get her too. I want to see clients like they're looking at the trainer like, look what they're doing as you're sitting here. Or my favorite the other day, first thing into the session, client goes into a foam roll, trainer gets the Bosu ball, sits down. And she has a big X on her chest. The X means you're a tier X trainer. That's the elite of Equinox. You're charging $175 an hour. And she's sitting here like, it's like, wow. So it's not hard to crush it in that corporate environment if you want to. If you want to go independent, your competition, there isn't any. And so let's do a warm-up. I'm thinking something that clients never done before. So I'm going to be on stage. We're going to do a little shadow game. So he's also going to get the double band. So he's going to get
ripping my
abduction.
skin off.
Yep. So yeah, that's why I put
Clearly not thinking about his clients. See?
Why don't you have your socks that are high? That's your fault. So now we're just going to do a little mirror game. So here we go. And then throw me the ball. What action is this?
Oh,
here.
This way.
External rotation, internal rotation. Then I throw it back to him.
Is this what you want over here?
So we can be doing this together. This is significantly better. There you go. One more. You can do 3 of these. 1. Then having a weight and doing this. Because when we have a weight and we're doing this, it's an isometric contraction on the elbow, which is training your biceps. So when people do this exercise with a dumbbell, you're actually training your biceps. So then we can come out a little bit more. There you go. Throw me one. Ooh, this one. So now we're going to go, throw me this one, drop that one. Only right hand.
Okay.
All right. Hot potato. Left. So notice what he's doing and I'm doing. We're smiling.
Smiling.
People are going to look at that and be like, wow, they're having fun. But we're getting into different planes. Look at the 9 checkpoints. Ankle, knee, hip. Didn't get the lumbar, that's all right. Didn't get the thoracic. Didn't really get the neck. Shoulder, yeah. Elbow, yeah. Wrist, yeah. So then what we can do is, together, we can just sit down here. Now we have the lumbar region. Now we have the thoracic region. And then we do some neck stuff. Went through all the main checkpoints. Client's ready to go. So I challenge you guys and girls to always come up with a new warm-up that's different. You get all the checkpoints. Make it fun and creative, but don't put the client into harm's way. Sure, it's fun to get on a Bosu ball and do things that are challenging, but can your client get hurt? I have, contrary to what I talk about on Instagram, I don't have that big of a problem with the Bosu ball. It's fine to use, even for a warm-up. So if you want it, who wants to be my client? Okay, so hop on there.
Like this.
Yeah, there you go. That's called neurological adaptation. I love this because watch what's going to happen. The second time he stays on longer. That's all the little tricks that you see on Instagram and YouTube where the second time there's an adaptation, he's doing significantly better. So I do this actually a decent amount with my clients because your clients fucking love this thing. And so follow me. I've never worked with Chris before, but I can size him up and I'm not too worried about him hurting himself. If he sprained his, up, 2 push-ups.
Right
1, 2, good, back up there. If he sprained his ankle, this would be a really good drill to do because it helps. Follow me, come on, what are we going so for? What are we going so for? Huh? Up. Come on. Oh, good. So again, I felt comfortable with him doing this. If this was an obese client, probably not. That's more like putting him on stage. And so if he were to come on like this, falls off immediately. Come, again, falls off immediately. Third time, falls off immediately. All right, we're not doing that. Let's just do some single leg stuff. But bodies are pretty spectacular. They can do awesome things. It's okay to test them, but always be able to explain if an injury happens. So he falls off, sprains his ankle. What's your rationale behind that? Because it was fun, something different. So now he can't work out for 3 weeks. He's paying me $100 an hour, 3 times a week. I just lost $900 because of the Bosu ball. Can you get hurt walking here? Yeah, we've all gotten hurt doing stupid shit. It's fine to use, but have a rationale for it. I like doing little step over things. Get a little cardio going. That's fine. I don't like doing much on the black side. This, unless it's pull-up push-ups, you could put that in there. This is good for your shoulder stabilization, and you can put that in there and flip it around. There is a use for it. But the thing I don't like is when we just do the whole workout on it. Any questions about any of this warm-up, transverse, or anything that we're doing today? No? Ready to go? All right, let's go.